Hi guys, and welcome back to the game room. Just going to be a quick video documenting some recent pickups. Yeah, I've spent more money. I've bought some more games, only a few this time for the Sony PlayStation, and also just a little bit of rambling from me when things don't quite work out as you want them to, or in my case it's actually a friend of mine, doesn't work out as you want it to, and I'll get to that actually in a minute. So first off, the pickups. I've got Driver 2. You may remember before I had the original Driver, so I picked up the sequel to that. It's a really, really awesome game, this one. Another one that I had back in the day. Never completed it, so it's another game that I need to get on and finish off. It's an awesome game. There's lots of secret cars, I think, as well, if I remember rightly, and a whole secret map on this game to be explored. So, yeah, it's a game I'm really looking forward to. So that's Driver 2. Got the original Grand Theft Auto. Time for me to have a little bit of a moan about this one, though. Unfortunately, the seller didn't package it particularly well. And that piece of plastic that you can see there that's chipped off the case actually was in the package. It had actually fallen off. He'd packaged it up so poorly that, of course, as you know, during the post, things are going to get thrown around and, you know, knocked against the packages. And it's actually chipped off a piece of the case. So it's a shame, because it would have been nice if it had been in, you know, boxed complete. Well, it is boxed, but not complete, and the box is broken. So this doesn't have the manual, unfortunately. But, you know, doesn't matter too much. It's the original GTA. Also picked up its sequel, GTA 2. This one, a lot of people don't like because of the change of setting and the fact that it's a more futuristic game with a focus on different gangs and having to earn respect with the different gangs to do the missions and what have you, but I quite like it nonetheless. I remember playing this back in the day with a friend who had it on his PlayStation, and it was a really cool and really interesting game. So it's a sequel to the original Grand Theft Auto. And lastly, in terms of the pickups, I've got this Help Charity compilation. I remember these from back in the day. I think a couple of these got released, actually. And basically this contains, I think it's 3 games. It's got Broken Sword, Road Rash and Myst, as you can see from the back of the casing. I mainly got it because of Road Rash, but I also thought it'd be pretty cool to have a compilation to check out Broken Sword, which I think I might have played back in the day. I can't really remember too much. And also Myst, because I've not really seen Myst before, so thought I'd check it out. Again, it's boxed, complete, it's in decent condition. And in actual fact, this, plus Grand Theft Auto and Driver 2 were in a small job lot, which didn't cost me too much for these. And GTA 2 cost me about £5 from a local shop that still sells the odd retro game here and there. So, yeah, not too bad. GTA 2, by the way, is boxed and complete. So, on to something that, well, it's a bit negative I'm going to have to go through on the video, unfortunately. But, yeah, we'll see how it goes. Okay, so what you see in front of you here is a 60GB backwards compatible Sony PlayStation 3 that a friend of mine picked up. He said to me there was one going, you know, reasonably cheap on eBay. The issue with it was that it had an update error code. The update error code relates to something sort of Blu-ray drive related, and usually it's just a loose connection and you can rig it back up and get it working. He actually did manage to get it past the update error, but then noticed the Blu-ray drive wasn't working at all. You couldn't put any discs in or any of that kind of stuff. Now, this is where, if you're going to buy something off of eBay or auction sites or anything like that, you really are relying on the seller giving you a truthful account of what's happened to the machine and what they've done to it, or what they've, you know, maybe what they haven't done to it, or anything like that. And unfortunately with this one, the seller said basically that he hadn't done anything to it. There had been no attempts to repair it whatsoever. And he also gave some rubbish story that he was selling it, a friend had given it to him to fix and he was selling it, which I really don't believe, especially when I have a look and see what's happened to it. Now, the Blu-ray drive itself has been taken out. The Blu-ray drive I do actually have sat down in the corner, but that, yeah, that's part of the issue. The ribbon cable I didn't think was sat particularly well, wasn't connected back up properly to the logic board of the Blu-ray drive. But that's only part of the issue. The main issue is, and this is the thing that really gets me when people do things like this and don't be honest about it. On this connector here, which is where the Blu-ray drive ribbon cable plugs in, there should be a plastic clip that folds down to hold the Blu-ray drive in place, the actual ribbon cable in place. That's been snapped off. And also I noticed when my friend showed me that the ribbon cable had been sort of messed up as well. It had been sort of curved up at the sides and one of the contacts was coming loose. So somebody has had a good old go with this and has had a bit of a play around with it. And the seller basically claimed innocence to my friend. He sort of said, well, no, I haven't done anything to it. and it's complete rubbish because he's had a go at this thing and he's broken it, and that really gets on my nerves because I've been done over before as well. I remember a PlayStation that was advertised as a 1002 that I bought, and it turned out to be a 5552, and it was a 5552 that didn't even work properly, despite the guy saying it was in perfect working condition and that it was a 1002. Yeah, and you remember that copy of Need for Speed, the one that didn't have the inlays, the case was bruised and battered up? Yeah, that was another one, another example of where an eBay ad had said, or an eBay seller had advertised it as being box complete and in good condition, and it absolutely wasn't. It's people like that that really give eBay a bad name and really annoy people like myself who are trying to buy things, you know, and you just got to rely on honesty and them telling the complete truth. And in the case of this PS3, I'm 100% convinced the guy didn't. This isn't the end of the world. I mean, this thing is fixable, but it's going to need money spent on it because it's going to need its firmware downgraded so that you can run some homebrew software and marry up a new drive to it. And that, of course, is as long as you can actually get connectivity between the motherboard and the drive. But yeah, I hate to do negative things in some of my videos, but unfortunately, I thought this deserved it. So yeah, you have to be careful because sometimes you don't always get what you expect. And in this case, I was expecting this to be a fairly easy fix, hoping that the guy had left it alone because we could have probably fixed it pretty easily otherwise. And because he hasn't, well, we're left with a PS3 that at the moment, until money's spent on it to downgrade it, and then another Blu-ray drive needs to be bought, and then marrying the drive up to the motherboard using the homebrew that you can get. Unfortunately, that's, yeah, it's going to be unusable and sat in my cupboard. But, yeah, so anyway, thanks for watching again, guys. Hate to end this on a sour note, but, you know, what can you do? Thanks for watching.